Okay, I am on the final stretches of the game, so we're gonna check out the Ying dude's his campaign, right? Apparently this is where all of the endings are going to become a thing, so yeah. We can continue with oh dear, I don't remember. I think this one's the latest. This is the 525 save. Yeah, I saved in the middle of a dungeon, so I do have a thingy going on, but all right, here we are. This one's the latest. Okay, let me pull up the chat so I can access that. So this dude, I did put on some items. Oh, I wanted to check the Boatman song to see how. I want to see if this was a typo because it says restore HP and gain 1 when you actively remove your buffs, but there's no character that removes buffs, but there is one that removes debuffs. Or this one can remove debuffs, so we're gonna try that. Right, and this Tranquil Meditation trinket is a bit OP. It gives you 3 Yang tokens that are pretty much necessary. We kind of have another one that gives you 2 random die. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but yeah, I'll think about it later. I mean, I guess if you want to win, you want to you should equip everything that you can possibly equip, but well, you can stun people with the Orchard Dew. You can clear your vulnerabilities, and then you can heal yourself. This gives you pretty good healing. Don't know if I'm gonna. Anyway, so here we have a shield that's 2-handed. It's kind of cool. I just kind of want to experiment and see how it works. Probably the 2 random die is really useful for this character. I don't know if there's gonna be any battles we can try out. We can have an event. Oh, event time. Almost 3 years ago have passed since you came back to Shichi. At that time, the city just suffered a great loss from your father's defeat and execution, and its condition worsened under Tushian's rule. You executed Tushian and carried out the wish of your father. You spent 2 years restoring the people's lives and developing commerce, as well as making connections with powerful figures and training your troops. Now Shichi City's bustling scene is even more prosperous than before. Its markets are filled with shops and stalls, and the hawking from peddlers can be heard everywhere. In the streets, one can find traders from different states coming and going, and in the barracks, the dozens of thousands of soldiers are guarding the city in a neat order. The scene reminds you of a bad memory. When you were back here 2 years ago, a thief stole your purse in the streets. You smile embarrassedly at the incident. Would your father be delighted by your effort if he lived to see today's Shichi? Your Excellency, your merit in governing has exceeded our former rulers. Sang Yishen stands at your side, looking to the east. He then adds, however, please pardon what I will say. Your father's ambition included not only Shichi. Yes, you sigh faintly. Benefiting the people in Shichi is only the beginning and not an end. As long as the King of Sui still rules with cruelty and an iron fist, the world would be on the brink of disaster. Oh my god. Oh damn. We can ask if the quote-unquote the party is ready. Is the uprising ready, right? Is the rebellion ready? All is well prepared. The army will set off after we form the alliance. Nangongshi reports to you, and after 3 days the monarchs from the 8 states will meet in Mengjing. We will take the oath to ally. We will take the oath to ally and begin the uprising against Sui with everyone's power and cooperation. Mengjing, you nod at his words. The fire in your heart has been waiting for a long time. and soon it will get the chance to burst out. Go to Mengjing already. So 3 days later, Yong, Shu, Qiang, Mao, Wei, Lu, Peng, and Pu. The 8 states have planted their banners on the hill inside the site, and now the banners are fluttering in the fierce wind. It is indeed a grand meeting, and you, as the future alliance leader, will take the oath and rally the vassals. You feel a bit nervous. Ah, yes, performance anxiety. Let's go. Ying walks to your side with graceful steps and begins to speak calmly. The 8 states have reached some consensus on fighting against Sui. The 8 states have reached a consensus to go against Sui after your maneuver these years. You will not meet too many obstacles today. Thank you for your help these years. You express your heartfelt gratitude to her. If not for the mediation of you and Baizi, I would not have seen this day so early, or so soon. Saying thanks is not enough. Maybe promise me something? Jingying's voice is as charming as ever as she casts you a fascinating look or glance. You won't forget our ordinary people after you become the new king, will you? Will you remember us? I'll certainly promise you something. You nod hurriedly and ask her, but I don't know what it is that you want. You took my joke seriously. She smiles gently, but the next moment her eyes are brimming with memory. I recall the good old days. If we overturn Sui and establish our own state, please allow me to run another clinic in the busiest avenue of its capital. And what about Brother Baizi? Or do you want to take him as your assistant? You are taken in an amused surprise by her words as you find her wish very simple. As a man, his main duty is catering to me. She grins playfully and taps on her forehead's corner. My little quarter makes me happy, while I make money for us. She's intending to turn the lute player into a house hubby. Interesting. And backed by the clinic bestowed by Ying, the new king, and my excellent medical expertise, I can certainly support his daily life. Sounds like something only you would say. You shake your head resignedly as you cast a side glance to Baizi, but this time you must be well constrained if you see handsome patients again. Oh, damn, it's like, I'm sure you can control yourself around handsome patients that walk into your clinic, right? Hey, keep your voice low. She's irritated by your remark and pokes you with a sharp finger hiding in her sleeve. Everyone did absurd things out of love when they were young. Do you think all of us are interested only in the art of governance like you? You yell out of pain, yet the resonant horn sounds cover your voice. They mark the beginning of the meeting, and now it's time to appear on the platform as the alliance leader. Jingying's joke dispels your anxiety as you talk to her. You cast her a grateful look and walk away, climbing to the peak of the hill. Your gaze sweeps through the 8 monarchs, and an unprecedented courage surges through your heart. You lift up the ceremonial yue and read out the oath. Hear, my peers and comrades, please hear my words. From the heavens and the earth, every living being was born, and among all the beings, humankind is the wisest. The wisest humans became our rulers, caring for us like parents. However, Dizao, the king of Sui, shows no respect for his creators and cares not for his people's suffering. He is obsessed with hedonism and tyranny, executing persons by clans and favoring persons by generations. He cares only splendid abodes, gardens, and garments, and by them he has exploited everyone. As you read these sentences, you notice many faces lit up by anger. The king's arbitrary conduct indeed incites a common indigence among many hearts. Then you will stress your righteous cause or stress the king's tyranny. Okay, that's a very... Well, the decision is on your speech. But you do improvise a bit to kind of read the room. Is anger the correct emotion? Or is righteousness the correct emotion? Well, I suppose according to modern day marketing tactics or attention grabbing clickbait, anger seems to be the most volatile but most powerful emotion. So we can emphasize the king's tyranny. He only said, I have the people and the mandate, and his arrogance has never wavered. The heavens blessed us and created kings and masters, hoping us to assist the deities and bring prosperity from every direction. How dare I treat the guilty and the innocent, not following the will of the heavens? Morality plus 20, reputation plus 20. Oh, so you just incited the crowd. The people are all nodding at your words. Then you continue your oath. Sui has committed every crime, and the heavens ordered me to overturn them. If I do not follow the order, I would be just as evil as the tyrant himself. Then, after I've considered it for days and nights, I decided to continue the work left behind by my father, and made an offering to the heavens in the temple. Now, I will lead you to punish the tyrant on behalf of the heavens. We are the blessed people, and our wish will come true. The time has come, so please aid me in the cause of liberating the land from suffering. Your oath ends in the deafening yells and acclaims throughout the meeting ground. War drums begin to sound at this moment, and the 8 monarchs walk to the platform together, mixing their blood into a cup of liquor. Then they drink the symbol of firm declaration, taking their oaths to change everyone's fate. At this moment, your look darts through the blurred sky, the roaring wind, and the extending landscape into the royal palace in the distant east, and the man named Dizao on the lofty platform. From now on, you will point your sword at Tiansui City and never retreat. Troops plus 100. Oh, there's like the eagle eyes. You just eye your rival from afar. Kind of really like have that like fuck you energy, right? It's like, is that how this works? Okay, looks like some of my stats are out of the red. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We go to the next event. War is a deadly nightmare, and yet it is the only way to force change. After the meeting, you made an appointment with the vassal states to converge with the armies in Muye for the decisive battle. To arrive there, the Shichi army must capture the 5 important passes from west to east. The 5 passes are namely Shishui, Jiepai, Chuanyuan, Tongguan, and Mianchi. They are 5 firm guards against your army's march eastward to Tiansui, and they all boast great advantages in terrain and supplies. If you fail to capture any of them, your troops will in turn be defeated by attrition. They are tough battles, yet we must win them. I hope all of you are prepared. Inside the tent, you slap the sword on the table and speak with clutched fists. Now we are going to capture Shisui Pass, the natural barrier to the Yellow River and the Luo River, and the first one of the passes on our way. I ordered Xiao and Kuei to station a vanguard 3 days before, so please report what you find now. Here, Xiao sits on the table near you, arms supporting his body. He leaps down upon hearing your words. We surveyed the garrison in Shisui Pass and the dangers near it. Ask me any question. Well, we have to ask about both of them. Alright, what are the potential dangers? The pass is very narrow. Our army is large, but it would be impossible to make a formation in such a terrain, and we can only march in there in a thin line. Then the 2 flanks will become our weakest parts. Here is the most fatal risk. There are 2 other passes within 100 miles, namely Jiameng and Qinglong. They won't block our march, yet they confront Shisui Pass. If we ignore them, our flanks can possibly be assaulted in their directions, and our supply line may be blocked or our army cut and split into 2. And there is a garrison in Shisui. After the uprising began, that unruly Dizao took Shisui Pass as his front line, plus an intelligence department. He sent there a head called Hanrong, the man who was originally in charge of gathering information. His skill in commanding troops is not worth mentioning. However, his vice general Yu Hua is very tough. Xiao becomes solemn as the joking tone in his words fades. This man wields a weapon called Blood Melt Blade, dripped in an unknown poison. The wound cut by it keeps bleeding, and the blood from it turns black. It is a serious threat. And the blood drawn by this blade turns black. Ooh, very risky, very, very scary. Very mystical, actually. He also owns the Chariot of Blades. Only he can drive it, and once launched, it produces smoke and flames. Its deadliest ability are the blades shot in every direction. Our troops must not confront it. Your brows furrow. You have known the advantageous terrain for the garrisons in the 5 passes, and yet these details prove even more troublesome. In my eyes, we also need to capture Jiameng and Qinglong passes. Kuei begins to speak after a long silence, and though he does not say a lot, you find his opinion coincides with yours. Let us split the army. You finally make a decision after pondering for a while. Xiao and Kuei, you lead troops to Qinglong Pass. Xingjiao, you lead troops to Jiameng Pass. The attack, in fact, is a feigned one. You should pin down the enemies in the 2 passes, thus preventing them from further action. You point out the places on the map and order accurately, and I will lead the rest, a larger part of our army, to capture Sishui. Oh my god, I can't pronounce this. After I deal with Yuhua, I will come to assist you. We will make the 3 passes a reliable ground for supplies once we capture all of them. Roger that, got it. Therefore, you finished making the plan. The first battle in capturing the 3 passes is imminent. It will be a while before the army sets out. What shall you do? Inspire your soldiers, tend wounds, inspect the terrain. We'll have to inspect the terrain. You bring several elite fighters with you for a reconnaissance of the battleground, and by that you are more prepared for the upcoming battle. Authority and strategy are increased by 5. As everything is prepared, your army begins to march following the plan. You lead your army to the gate of the pass and begin to provoke the garrison with curses. Though Hanrong insists to close the gate and ignore you, Yuhua doesn't think you are a worthy opponent. Then he leads his men out after lowering the drawbridge, calling you into a duel by name. In fear of the possible severe casualties he may inflict with his 2 toys, you agree to his request. A grim smile extends across Yuhua's face as he draws out his blood-melt blade. He must be dreaming of winning an unparalleled honor by killing you here and now and routing your army. Your resolution is firm. You shall cut him down here. Oh. It's quite risky. So we don't know what any of these things will do. I am probably not in a good spot. Clear your debuffs. I don't have any debuffs. Chosen power restores. Okay, so we can do this and heal ourselves again. That's how this works. This deals special damage equaling to 35% of the target's lost HP. We don't have any of that, so multiple targets in this hit and bypass shield. So we have to attack this chariot symbol thing. I mean, it could be a blade, right? I'm not quite sure what this is. Chosen power. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I think this would help with the buffs. I'm not wearing advanced items because I want to test the debuff. But he does not debuff any of them. We can hit this thing. Poison, burning, bleeding. Deal special damage equaling to the total number of the target's debuff stacks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can try a debuff build if you have this, but I'll probably just do as much damage as I possibly can. Oh. So I'm immune to damage for 1 round. Okay. Interesting. Still deal multiple damage to me, grant shield to allies, and enhance them. 30% of the target's lost HP. 30% of what? This is like about 100 something? It's gonna be like 30. I'm not sure. Um... Let's try getting some Yang or Yings. You didn't get any. Interesting. We can do some damage. He's immune. Immune to a basic damage skill. And will soon cast. Oh. That's pretty bad. Right. I have to attack that guy because he's immune to everything. Immune to damage. I would probably need that. Let's see. I mean, you can definitely try and get some ings and see if that works. Nope, I didn't get any. That broke his shield. Alright. We're good. Midnight Assault. I definitely don't have enough for everything. Right, so you give myself the shield. Okay, I don't need to debuff myself. I probably want to buff myself. That's probably better. Oof. Oh my god, dude. What the? Okay. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know how much damage I would do if I didn't have the really, what do you call OP defense? Right. Probably do that. Get some tokens. Okay, he died. Nice. We are doing just fine. Yeah, I gotta do damage. Okay. It should be fine, right? That was not too bad. You get a lot of buffs. Yuhua can't believe the fact, even at the moment he falls under your blade. The young Shichi leader in rumors is really fueled with a fearsome will. And following your order, your army launches their attack in an instant. Shichi troops rush into the pass even before the garrison can raise the drawbridge, and soon Susui Pass is captured. Susui Pass is captured. You leave Sang Yisheng and Nangong Shi here for successive matters. Then you lead Nu Zhao, Jing Ying, and Bai Chi, as well as a squad of the fastest cavalrymen to Jiameng Pass. Xingjiao has fallen into a disadvantage as you arrive here. The generals of the garrison in Jiameng Pass are known as the Four Demons from the Mo family, namely Li Qing, Li Hong, Li Lai, and Li Shou. Their fighting technique is far inferior to Xingjiao's, yet their odd spells and magic items keep her constantly on the run. If not for the dragon blood she inherited, Xingjiao would be exhausted from the fight and unable to lead her troops. Seeing her dilemma, you draw out your sword into the charge without a word. Oh damn, it's 4 dragons. The 4 brothers. Well, we will do this, I suppose. Start with some buffs. Reheal myself. Or sorry, give myself a shield. And then every one attack applies 1 burning and 1 poison. Nourishing. Deal multiple damage. Okay, we will do damage to all of them. Right, we'll have to buff ourselves with this. So who should we kill first? The healer? It's kind of difficult when the round ends. I think the healer. That's gonna be the call. I have to kill the healer as soon as possible. Oh. Interesting. I'm immune to damage. Let's try and reroll for some Ying tokens. I did not get any Ying tokens. Okay, we can do that one. Right. We will debuff the fighter here. And then try to kill that healer. Didn't do quite enough damage. Alright. I'm gonna end the round. I'm getting debuffed like hell. Okay, so it was the right call to attack the healer, but he did not heal himself, which is nice. Maimed and eliminate. So I definitely want to clear the debuffs with this thingy. So let's go with that one. And then... So I don't know if that shield did anything. Right? Boatman's song. Yeah, so I think that's a typo. This one actually gives you a token if you remove your debuffs. Alright, that's fine. I'm immune to damage for a round. I actually... Wait a minute. I'm gonna reroll. See what happens. Okay, it didn't do anything. That's okay. I'm gonna shield myself. Buff myself. Do extra damage. Um, I think he should die, right? 4 times 2 is how much? That's 8 damage, but it should kill him. Alright, so we got rid of that healer. Good news, right? Good news. Already used this. Deity to fire. Sharpest blade. Oh, I forgot the debuff. Oops. Well, we'll reroll and see what happens. Did not get it. Okay, I'm gonna end the turn. Immune to damage for 1 round. The fact that this guy is immune to damage is pretty OP. I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, so we'll just add more stacks because that's pretty OP. Let's see. Every time deal 4 basic damage to your random target when the round ends. For every time actively dealing damage. Active skills. What's the thing that keeps doing damage? Yes, the part I'm not sure. There's like something that does bonus damage. But yeah, okay. So I have this special force that finishes most of them. Then you do damage to this guy. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. That should okay, that finishes him off. So gaining buffs somehow does retaliation damage. I'm kind of curious. I don't know what skill does leads to that, but okay. After sensing the imminent defeat, Mo Li Shou releases his spotted weasel, yet Ying drives it off with her Qing Chu spell. Mo Li Hai begins to play his emerald pipa, but Bai Chi soon shatters it with the notes from Warworn. Mo Li Hong opens his umbrella of chaos, trying to turn the tide. However, the beams from Nu Zhao's star wheel dazzle him blind, and his umbrella's ribs break. As for Mo Li Qing, who drew his azure cloud sword for an all-out fight, he is soon disarmed. His sword falls after being parried by your blade, and the next moment your sword runs. I didn't know he had a sword. I was holding a boatman thing. Therefore, you have seized Jiameng Pass. The next aim is Qinglong Pass. Hum and Ha generals. Xiao and Kui's opponents are Zheng Lung and Chen Qi. The 2 generals are enhanced by a mysterious spell, and they fight with the pure and formless energies from their noses and mouths. Their unique way of fighting earned them the nickname Hum and Ha generals. As you arrive here, you see Xiao and Kui have awakened Xiaolu's heart and are fighting in their demonic forms, yet they can only defend themselves. The garrison in Qinglong Pass is severely disturbed after seeing a reinforcement of the enemy, and the 2 generals seem also panicked. They exchange a look hurriedly and retreat from their opponents before charging at you. Okay. Alright, you can fight me. So Boatman's Song is not really the best weapon. It gives you a token, but I seem to have enough tokens for the most part. Right, so it's kind of questionable. What buffs do they have? So this guy has firm build. He gains shield equal to 25% of his lost HP when the round ends. And so does the other guy. Oh. That is gross. Right, so alright, let's re-roll and see if we get any okay, we'll re-roll again. See if we get any okay. I need a way to get some of these Yangs, because anyway, we'll just do damage to this guy. That's probably the best thing. Right? And then we can burn him and do a little bit of damage. The shield is not too much, it's just 25%. And we do have piercing damage, so we are well prepared, I suppose. Okay. We definitely need to do that. Remove our debuffs. Right. Give myself some shielding. Increase my stats as much as possible. Because that's important. I do damage to this guy. Okay, he didn't. That was not a good idea. Okay, it's still worked out all right. And that's the end of the turn. So if you're immune to damage, like, that's pretty OP. I mean, you're not immune to debuffs, but you're immune to damage. So, we'll see. Reroll. That's an interesting effect. I think, yeah, I decided to attack him. That was the better use of that chosen power buff or chosen power stack. Oh, okay. So they thought you would be the weakest point in the army and tried to pin down Xiao and Kuei with the duel. However, your power has far exceeded their anticipations as you evade their strikes again and again. Then, after the brothers come to assist you, the generals finally cease to hum and ha. Under the glorious setting sun, Shichi's standard finally flutters on the gate tower of Qinglong Pass. Led by your wise decisions and brave fighting, your army wins the perilous battles for the 3 passes within a few days. Reputation and strategy have both gained 10 points. The dangers in the rear have all been cleared. Though there are still obstacles ahead, you and your army are certain about a final victory. Being certain of the future, that is a very, very big mistake, but I guess they were hopeful, right? They're hopeful. That's pretty good. You look increasingly like a true warrior compared to your father. Thanks for comparing me to another person. That is a great idea. I mean, I guess it's meant to be praise. But well, I mean, my father's dead, so he's not going to feel bad. He's going to feel proud, right? Oh my god, my son's a warrior. Woohoo. Okay, for the pride of the child, I guess. Okay, so this is Jiepai Pass, I guess, something like that. After capturing Susui Pass, your next aim becomes Jiepai. You learn that Shugai, the commander of the garrison there, planned to surrender, yet his vice generals from the court, Tengzeng and Wangbao, took his right to command. They stole his right to command the troops and decided to fight to the death against Shichi. I have had the honor to meet them. Jing nudges Baizi at her side and continues. We saw them in a banquet back in the day, a banquet in Starpicker's platform. The 2 men were originally arranged on the floor of diviners, but they were soon invited to Dizao's side due to their occult arts. You reminded me of them, Baizi nods after thinking for a moment. They used to advertise their formation called Blooming Lotus to the king, saying anyone trapped in it would be smashed to smithereens under their attacks. Oh, is it really that formidable? You frown at the words and turn to Nu Zhao, hoping she can reveal something. Augmenting. The divination consists of wind on thunder, a triple variated divination in wind direction. Nu Zhao's voice is calm. Therefore, the so-called smash to smithereens is probably done with thunder and augmented by storm. Her composed look pacifies you. And can I find a way to solve it? Augmenting means being boosted by something. I don't know who said that last line. Okay. Augmenting means being boosted by something. It benefits the action of pursuing aims, and it mostly brings good results. Nu Zhao winks and smiles gently. It suggests you make your efforts and advance bravely. If you believe me, you can just ignore the formation and fight as usual. All right. You nod at the girl. Liu Zhao must have a reason to make such judgment. Inside the camp. It'll be a while before the army sets out. What do you plan to do? Well, okay, so one of these options will increase your stats, I believe. Okay, authority is at 10, strategy is at 30, troops is at 85, reputation 65, morality is 15, justice is 10. I'm not sure how many endings there are, but if we try to go for something well-rounded, then I can inspire my soldiers. You go to the barracks to inspire your soldiers and give them a fiery speech. The morale in the Shichi army has increased. Authority and reputation +5. Ooh. That helps, but my justice is still 10, so that's kind of concerning. It makes me seem like I'm not a very just person. It's like my morality and justice are like the lowest, but my reputation and strategy are relatively high. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how that works, but okay. Just after you're prepared for the fight, you hear yells and curses from outside the camp. To your surprise, the enemy has launched an attack first. The two generals are swearing at your troops in front of them, but you only draw out your sword and charge at them. Wow, they are surprised by your daring action and set the formation in a hurry, engaging in the fight with much caution. Oh, these guys are cautious. I mean, they kind of look like, I guess they look like generals. They both use spears. Oh, I got debuffed. Blooming Lotus. Take special damage equaling to 20% of the max HP when the round begins. That does not sound good. 20% of... So I'm going to take 28 damage per round. All right. All right, I see how this works. All right. Well, I did just take 28 damage, so... Okay. So first I sacrifice HP to gain some tokens. Because I should... Okay, if I use this, right, with the enhancement... The dragon... This is actually the chosen power enhancement, but there's an inconsistent naming convention. They call it Dragon Force. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, if I use it with the skill, I will heal up 20% of my max HP. So I believe this counters the debuff. What? Wait. These twins have a Blooming Lotus buff, so their formation allows them to restore 50% of the max HP and clear debuffs every 3 rounds. This guy deals multiple damage, while this other guy inflicts debuffs. Okay, we'll hit the green guy first. He has less HP, so that it's only less by 7, but that's kind of the gist. Let me see. Okay, so single target damage is... Actually, wait. Yeah, whatever. Single target damage. Oh my god, he has 166 shielding. That didn't do anything. Okay. Let's see, even active skill. Okay, I wanted to buff myself because that is the most important part. We need that reviving buff to counteract this damage taking debuff, or the special damage. So the higher you can get this reviving, the more safer it will be for me. So that's usually the main goal for every round. Deity Defier. Yeah, I'll just... Well, actually... We can reroll and see if we get any extra Ying tokens. No. Okay, let me reroll again. Nope, that didn't do anything. Goodness gracious. Alright. Smack this guy. Yeah, bring his shield down. Oh, wait, I should have done the penetrating damage option. Well. I will do this instead. Wait a minute. Oh, I did not cancel that. Oh well, whatever. That's okay. Um, not a big deal. So I think we'll do special damage and then debuff him. Yeah, that that's all I can do. That was all the cards I can play. I mean, I don't know. This character's a bit OP. He can just. Holy crap. That just broke my shield. I mean, this guy can literally become immune to damage. Like, I don't know. That's like pretty OP. That's why I haven't changed that skill. What does Chosen Power do? Oh, I don't need that many Yang tokens. Right, I do something like that. Then I give myself more reviving, and then I chosen armor myself, and then I buff myself and get an extra token. Then I attack you. So he is shieldless. If I can get a Yang token, or sorry, a Ying token, that would be pretty nice, but probably not gonna happen. It's like a 1/6 chance. That didn't happen, so that's okay. We'll do the simultaneous damage. And then there might not be a point to adding the debuffs, because if they clear the debuffs every 2 rounds, then it might not be worth stacking it. I mean, it stacks, so it does more damage the more you stack, but I don't know. Just get smacked. Broken the shield. Yeah, we'll probably. Oh. Wait a minute. That did not go how I intended, but it's okay. Okay, I'll just shield myself and then get the buff I was looking for. Plus 16 killing desire. That is so, like, so strong. Okay, resolute gives you extra shielding. No, it's a good amount of HP. Right, I have not fallen below 70% so far. But all right, I don't have any debuffs, so I'll cast the skill. Then we can cast this on this dude. The sharpest blade skill does a lot of damage when you have the correct chosen power token active, so that's why I would have to do that. Then rising tide to try and finish him off. Okay, azure blade, that will finish him off. There we go. Brother, you are almost dead. Okay, and then we debuff him. And he should die in, like, the next turn. Okay. Well, that was pretty smooth. This guy's very haughty. Your so-called blooming lotus is but a cover-up. With a cold sneer, your lightning-quick blade pierces their throats. The garrison in Jiepai is thrown into confusion and disarray. Seeing the rout, Shu Gai is finally convinced to surrender, and as a result, your capture of Jiepai Pass has gone smoothly without encountering fierce resistance. His Majesty indeed did many bad things. Shu Gai shakes his head and sighs helplessly. His conduct failed Shichi and the people he ruled, and there's no hope in people's eyes, nor spirit in the soldiers' mien. If overturning his state will light up the eyes of the people again, I am willing to become a traitor. Please, do not call yourself a traitor. You support him to stand up and look at the man with firm and earnest eyes. We all pursue what we believe, and all of our efforts are made under our responsibility and the expectations from the ones we cherish. Shu Gai's eyes shine with tears as he grasps her hands and nods in excitement. Well, it is always delightful to meet new comrades on your way to your ideal, and to your surprise, after your subordinates secretly brought Shu Gai's relatives out from Tiansui City and settled them in Shichi, Shu Gai has expressed his gratitude by writing a letter to his younger brother, the commander in Chuanying Pass, named Shu Fang, to persuade him. After being convinced, Xu Feng opened the gate and surrendered Chuanyun Pass to you. Chuanyun Pass to you. Damn, it's the power of words. It's like the pen is mightier than the sword, right? Now there are only two passes before you, Tongguang and Mianchi. Okay. Well, I don't know. Should I try like an interesting? I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, I guess this is the final. It's like the final arc, so you can't really customize this guy's skill build. Like, the only choice you have is either you use this skill that gives you an immunity buff, or we can try the other one that deals 12 basic damage. Oh, I see. So the first one increases your defense. I mean, it's been a good choice so far since there were a lot of scary bosses that had like multi-hit attacks, and I don't know, they sound very scary, right? It's like oh, stab, stab, stab. Like maybe I could have died. I don't know. So that's why. But not if you take the other morph, I guess, of the skill, you get it's more offensive, right? You can stack as many Yang tokens as needed. I mean, the problem is that I don't really have a lot of Yang tokens in the first place. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, so you can do +4 special damage for every Yang token. I'm only wearing level 1 clothing. I mean, I have the really OP amulets. This weapon is kind of meh. I don't like this weapon. Poison stacks. Maybe I can try something different. 10 shield. I don't want to gain shield. Deal basic damage equaling to your shield. The purifier. This is a very good weapon for its cost, but I can't be spending Ying tokens that crazily. I want to kind of preserve them actually. Multiply the target's poison stacks by 3. That doesn't work on that character either. So I don't know. I think basic damage burning. Like it's a pretty this one's pretty good because it gives you 2 extra tokens, but arrowheads, I don't think arrowheads is good. Right, you can have the longbow. It gives 3 it applies 3 vulnerable to the target, so you'll do a lot more damage. But it's I don't know, right? But it's two-handed. So well, if it applies vulnerable to everyone, I think that's probably better than a single hand. Well, but this one buffs yourself, the golden glow. Right, it gives you 3 buffs in one turn. That is pretty good. That's pretty dense in terms of the effects. Bloodlust gives you killing desire when the round begins if your current HP is no more than 50%. I don't think that makes sense. Golden Glow, Serpentine Melody, Chain Blade, Maimed, apply to. So I think the arrow apply the 3 vulnerable when the round begins. Right, and then for every 1 attack with active skills, gain 1 random die. Gain 3 counterattack when you gain shield from active skills. For every 1 time of basic damage taken, remove 1 counterattack. Deal X special damage to a random target when you are attacked. There's actually that might gain 1 die for every time an active skill. Okay, so we're gonna try and gain as much die as possible. Plus 50% damage bonus. Right. Apply 1 burning to a random target. Well, the set bonus deals 3 basic damage. Apply 3 burning for every 1 time of basic damage taken. Which means that you'll probably need the Weathered Talisman to actually do something. And then in that case, you might as well go with a Golden Glow. Or Chain Blade, but probably Golden Glow. Right, if you put Armor of Thorns, Fiery Armor, deal 3 basic damage and apply 2 burning for every one. For everyone attacking with active skills, apply 2 burning. Penetrating. Right, if you have the burning fiery bracelets. Or Bracer of Odds? Oh, no, I don't want Bracer of Odds. For every active skill attacking targets that have 9 or more burning, apply 1 stunned. 1 stunned. I don't know if that's very useful. Fiery Boots. For every active skill attacking burning targets, apply 1 feeble. So if we use this, we will gain 2 random tokens when your active skills cost your HP. Will not have Ying token. I think dice is better, but yeah. I think this makes the most sense. This is pretty OP, right? You just have burning everywhere. Gain resolute when the battle begins. Barbarian's boots. You need bleeding though. For every active skill attacking bleeding targets, apply 1 vulnerable. Right, barbarians, misfortune bracers, nope. For everyone attacking with active skills, apply 2 poison. Right, you have barbarians. You don't have barbarians. Oh, you do have barbarians bracers. Deal X. You need a lot of bleeding stacks. Oh, gain 1 die for every time an active skill deals damage to a burning target. So if I put both of these, I'll have a lot of poison. Well, I can't spread poison to everyone like the other guy can. Right, you could poison someone with this one. Or well, that would change the you would need a lot of active skills, right? That's kind of number 1. I don't have a lot of active skills. That's kind of the issue here. Gain 1 token for every time an active skill deals damage to a poisoned target. Rusty Dagger is another active skill. Equal basic damage equal to that. Deal 2 basic damage. 50% of your shield 2 times. you use the burning armor, fiery armor, you can apply burning and deal everyone attacking with. Alright, we'll try this. It might help with the next. I think a mortal life is as brief as a day, yet Tongguang stands forever. Here is Tongguang Pass, a firm barrier against plunderers and barbarians from the west. Barbarians from the west to the central plains. Alright, none shall pass, right? That's how this works. It's an impregnable cliff that has held back countless nomads and invaders over the years. What a great legacy. A very proud legacy of this building. Even our ancestor Chi failed to capture this place. Shao recalls his tribe's past and speaks with a sigh. And besides, the pass is guarded by the generals from the Yu family, and they are far less sensible than Commander Shu. Shu Guy. Stop making fun of me. Shu Guy is a bit embarrassed by the sudden praise and waves his hands, shifting the subject back to the battle. Tongguang Pass is only about 40 miles from Changyuan Pass, and the generals here are the 5 sons of the commander-in-chief, Yu Hualong. Oh, that's the chief. Among the Yu brothers, Da, Zhao, Guang, and Xian are unworthy of being worried about. But Yu De fights with some vile tricks. Do you mean he excels in poisoning? Xingzhao frowns at what he says. She's apparently feeling a strong disgust from such conduct. Maybe it's more precise to call it a plague or an epidemic. Shugai also shudders as he pronounces the names. The man can spread some viruses using his own means. If so, we must examine the water and food of our army carefully every day. Ying speaks out her opinion. Our enemy may poison them when we are off guard, since they can do so. Urgent! A scout breaks into the tent and interrupts the words. Your Excellency! Dozens of soldiers in the infantry camp fell ill and can only lie on their beds. What? You stand up with a slap on your table. Has the physician checked on them? Yes, and the physician says it is a grim and infectious disease, but we didn't find the cause of it yet. The scout sweats heavily as he says this. The condition is very grave. I will go see them. Jingying leaves the tent without any more words, and he also hurried to the wounded soldiers' camp with others. After about 2 hours, you return from the camp. I can only prevent the worsening of the disease and ease their pain with herbs. Jingying shakes her head before a hint of rage flashes by her eyes. To cure them, we should first know how Yuda spreads the disease, which we can only get we can only get this information from his mouth after we capture him alive. All right, you refrain from saying anything more. Now, you know the battle to capture Tongguang has been turned into a war of attrition, and though you have quarantined the infected soldiers, the disease may still spread due to their previous contact with the others and the enemies, and the enemy may possibly, further spread this bioweapons on people, because, yeah. The situation allows no delay now, or your army risks being totally deprived of any fighting capacity. You plan to launch an immediate attack after some preparation. It'll be a while before the army sets out. What do you want to do? Well, I mean, if you're very active, you can... Does tending wounds do anything? Or does that just heal me? Because I don't need the healing, but everyone else does. So... this is a crossroad, huh? We can inspire the soldiers. So the morale has increased. You lead the army into the Tongguan campaign after preparing briefly, and the generals you are facing are indeed the Yu brothers. Oh snap. I might regret changing my build. Or, I might actually do just fine because I have changed to a multi-variable build. Right, so I have an active skill. Sounds cool. Song of Blood. Golden Glow. Midnight Assault. Okay, that's given me a decent amount to work with. Okay, we can go with the buff here. And we can attack them with a very nice Azure Blade. That is a lot of Yang tokens. Oh, that's all I can say, man. So this guy is really dying to buffs. Okay. Sharpest Blade. So if I stack all of these, well, we can reroll, see if we get any tokens. Nope. Alright, we did not get any of them. Chosen Power. So what happens if I use it? Oh my god, I just... Holy okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to review that video. Okay. 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 You almost one-shot 4 people in the first round. All right. Cool beans. So, what am I supposed to do? Right, this is kind of a... I guess I'll just stab him. Yeah. It's kind of a... It's a ceremony. This is a mercy killing. A mercy blow. You parry and dodge with ease despite their smooth cooperation as they encircle you and launch numerous charges. After all, you have grown from the feeble slave to a powerful, resourceful alliance leader. After noticing an opening in their moves, you sweep out your sword into 3 consecutive strikes. Their weapons are knocked down by your blade. Even their hands are rent under the shock from the nimble yet powerful attack. Seeing them fall into a disadvantage, the brothers flee on their horses. A hail of arrows from the gate tower of Tongguan prevents you from chasing them. You won the fight, but the air in the camp is still gloomy. The garrison in Tongguan must have known the power of the Shichi troops after the fight, and they will certainly choose to block you out of the pass with a tightly closed gate. At the same time, the epidemic is spreading. You can't afford further waiting. Today, you lead a squad to Tongguan's gate to provoke a fight. Though you know the chance is slim, you still hope the enemy can come out. Oh. Okay. We're just gonna roll for a very unlikely thing to happen. So the hope did not happen. Alright. However, no matter how fiercely you've cursed, the Yu brothers and their father remain quiet. The garrison in Tongguan seems to be following the tactics of a turtle, retreating into their firm shelter and shunning conflict. You yell and shout for a whole day, yet your curses fall on deaf ears and you can only return to camp. If you still fail to provoke a fight tomorrow, the epidemic will continue to spread and claim more lives. Troops -10. Yikes. The second day. Today you lead a squad to Tongguan's gate to provoke a fight. Though you know the chance is slim, you still hope the enemy can come out. We're just going to assume the worst. We did not do this. -15. The third day. Today you lead a squad to Tongguan's gate again to provoke a fight, but Xiao comes to you at this moment. Hey, that's not going to do. You should insult them, taunt them, you know? He looks at you disdainfully, a foxtail grass dangling from his lips. Here, let me see what I can do. Following the words, he walks to the gate and unleashes a barrage of insults. Of, expletives, I suppose. His curses include the pockmarks on the leftmost soldier's face, to the leek shards in the rightmost one's teeth, as well as their oldest ancestors and youngest offsprings, and, worst of all, their female relatives. You hear various names of animals being pronounced one by one. The soldiers on the gate tower are exasperated, and several of them try to answer back. However, Xiao replies with arcane words like, "Oh, damn, he has Gen Z talk. He's like a millennial Gen Z time traveler. Lamau, too long didn't read." Everyone get clapped, man, and cool story, bro, effectively shutting up the enemy. All right, their faces are all red. Xiao points at the purple-red faces of the garrison troops and grins. Let our men follow my example. I write what I said down, and they can do what I've done. I guess Yu De won't be so tolerant when he hears his mother being cursed by the dozens of thousands of Shichi troops. Well, their mother, to be more precise, they are brothers. Xiao writes down the dirty words and shakes his head. Oh, what a pity. I wouldn't resort to such a method if not for their nasty, poisonous tricks. You shake your head as well. However, it is the only possible choice after you've exhausted all possible means. Then you follow Xiao's instruction and order your troops to provoke a fight using his method. Okay, well, if I fail this roll, I am the unluckiest person in the universe. Alright, cool. Your enemy has decided to shut the gate tightly. However, Shi-Chi keeps shouting out curses under the gate tower, shifting their targets from the enemy's oldest to the youngest, and, of course, the female relatives with every animal. Yes, animal comparisons. Their dirty words exasperate the garrison troops, and they shoot hails of arrows as a reply. However, you only retreat from their range with your army and keep carrying out your plan. Besides, you promise to your troops that if you manage to provoke the enemy out of the gate, all soldiers joined in the special operation will get at least 1,000 coins and will get more for more insults. Your troops have been suffering under the epidemic, and your announcement excites them. Following this, the names of various animals. Okay, so we're trying to provoke them, and it's taking a while. After finally having had enough of you and your troops, Yu De opens the gate and leads the army into the fight. Oh dear, it's boss time. This guy has like 4 arms, or am I imagining it? No, he just looks like a mysterious traveler. He wears a mask and his skin is purple. Is he even human? He's like a sorcerer. I mean, he's got like smoke behind him or something like that. Yeah, he's probably like a shadowmancer. Alright, first is this. Then it's... with this we'll get the buffs that we need. Then we buff myself to get more of the buffs. And then I get the tokens. Then I buff myself with the shield. Then we smack you with the attack. Alright, smack you again. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So this gives plus 4 damage per thing. So 4 times 3 is 12. Versus the 35% target's lost HP. His lost HP is about 200, so 35% of that's gonna be 60. I believe this will do more damage. We can try and reroll, see if we get... Wow, that is a very lucky roll. I don't know why I did that, because we just wanted to one-shot him. You know, like, we were just like, hey, don't even bother. It's like, right? Though the fighting desire of your army is woken up in the provoking, their power is debilitated by the epidemic. Yet your enemy is no better. After days of bearing insult, they too become too irritated and hot-headed to engage in a decent attack, launching only sporadic and disorderly charges. The two armies appear to be deadlocked in the battle. However, as you knock Yu De down from horseback, the Shichi army finally gets the upper hand. As for the garrison troops, they can only flee or blame their commander and generals after losing to an opponent who excels in both the fight of words and swords. You capture Yu De and bring him to your camp, and Ying, Xingjiao, and others manage to get the solution to the disease from his mouth. You don't ask them what the prescription includes, but you know you finally have saved your troops from suffering. Therefore, the battle for Tongguan ends so briefly and hurriedly, if compared to the fierce yet bloodless conflict before the fight. Interesting. Every time an active skill deals damage to a burning target. For every one attacking with active skills, apply 2 burning. I mean, is there a way to collect more? Let me see. 20% of your shield. 2 killing desire for every kind of buff gained from active skills. That's probably the most important one. Gain 1 random die. Don't need that. Gain 1 tough. Gain 3 killing desire when the round begins. For every 1 time of basic damage taken. Healing bonus. We'll add this one. Apply 2 bleeding to the target when you cast damage skills. 2 bleeding. Gain 1 token when you actively remove your buffs. Oh, I see. So this one allows you... But well, so the satin gloves allows you to gain tokens when you use this version of the skill. The one that cleans your debuffs. But then I can't use the one where you can deal a lot of damage. So we'll just have to pick something else. This gives you +3 tokens, but you lose 1, I don't know. Gain 1 killing desire. For everyone attacking with active skills, gain 4 shield. For everyone attacking with active skills, apply 2 poison. Okay, we might need that one. This gives you extra die, which is kind of nice, but anyway. Apply 2 bleeding to a random target. Right. Gain 1 random die when you gain shield from active skills. You do not gain shield, so... Gain 2 reviving. Gain 3 resolute. 50% shield bonus. For every active skill attacking bleeding, let me see if there's a bleeding. Apply 2 bleeding to the target when you cast damage skills. For every active skill attacking bleeding targets, apply 1 vulnerable. Right, because if you have the killing desire... But you can also gain 1 token for every time an active skill deals damage to a poisoned target. Right? And then you can ensure the poison by using this. Right, for every 1 attacking with active skills, apply 2 poison. Right, and then you gain more tokens. But that means that you miss out on the vulnerability buff. For every active skill attacking bleeding targets, apply 1 vulnerable, right? Because the vulnerable adds a lot of damage taken. Right, so... So this is kind of hard. Like, do you want 50% extra damage? Or, like, +4 skills? Or, like, plus 6 killing desire? If it could be +6, it could be plus something. Right, I mean... So bleeding is a pretty... So we'll do bleeding, I think. Right. So every 1 attack with acts up, right? So if you apply bleeding, it right, the bleeding helps you apply vulnerable without having to cast any expensive skills. Right? So, because otherwise you have to use a a Ying token to apply vulnerable, which is not really possible. I don't know, right? It might be the other thing is better, the other build. But I think the extra debuffing it will be good. So we'll go with this build and see what happens. The last campaign usually does not get finished smoothly. I hope you are prepared. Mancha's city ruins lie silently under the setting sun on a brief spring day. Once marching past Tongguang, your way east will run through a flat stretch of plains, though you still need to capture Mianchi. Your troops are confident about the fight after your victories. However, at this time, you never expect the battle for the last pass to be so perilous. Shichi camps outside of Mianchi. This is the first night after your army entered the boundary of Mianchi. Your troops are a bit tired after the march, and since you finally reach the plains after conquering 4 passes consecutively, you order them to encamp and take a rest early. Okay. Interesting. We'll take a rest early. Take a break here for me. I need to stretch around and look at the sky. Hello, sky. Oh my god. I need to stretch my arms. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm back. So we take a rest. Let's see. All of you have made great efforts these past days. You lie in the tent and soon fall half asleep. The bed in the army is hard, and if you were someone accustomed to soft beds, you probably would not have gotten a good rest here. However, you, the man bearing the name of Ying, spent 3 years as a slave. They were hellish and hopeless days, and back then your rank was inferior to anyone here. What does the future in Nu Dao's eyes look like? She certainly has seen more distant futures down the long river of time. What will your role be in the histories and tales told by the generations of people to come, or posterity? You banish the thoughts from your mind and stop pondering. After all, the days when the nightmare of Tu Xian and your father that has haunted you have gone forever. You feel a slight itch from your legs, yet your heavy eyelids prevent you from opening your eyes to check the spot. Your fingers twitch under the impulse to scratch, but you are too sleepy to move your arms. Soon you fall into slumber. After some time, you open your eyes again in the pitch-black darkness, not knowing how long it has been. Are you still in the tent? Are you awake or in a dream? You try to sit up, but you find your body is stiff, like what you've experienced in previous nightmares. Just at this moment, your tent is lit by a beam of moonlight, and under the starry sky, revealed through the narrow opening, you see a woman clad in a light cyan robe. That does not look cyan, that is very hot pink. Her profile glows in dreamy colors under the moonlight as the otherworldly woman walks to you, step by step. As she approaches your bed, she puts a finger on her lips. Then her serene face is brightened up by a slight flush as she bends down to you and kisses your lips. A delightful fragrance greets your nose, and a warm tingle creeps throughout your body as you feel the softness. No other lady has caressed you at such a close distance except for your mom, but you only have a very faint memory of her from your childhood. Your limbs are pinned down to the bed, allowing you to only look at what is happening before your eyes. Everything in the dream feels unreal, and even you have become someone totally different. The kiss lasts very long, to the extent of nearly stopping your breath. Finally, her lips retreat from yours, and dizziness comes down to your head, and you feel your body more sensitive. The strange woman has taken off her robe. You discern her seducing curves under the dim moonlight and are thrown into utter confusion. Facing her voluptuous body, you can only be guided by instinct. The woman grins and is going to sit down on you. At such a close distance, you can feel the ardent breaths of both of you. But at the moment she is about to mount, you find you can move your limbs. A hint of displeasure flits her face as she frowns at you and quickens her movements. You want some sexy time, huh? Is this like one of those choices that affects the ending? Is this a real person or is this an illusion? That's the question here. We'll just push her away. You reach to her and push the torrid body away, hesitating for an instant upon feeling her smooth skin. However, the watchfulness that you've gotten from your perilous days still drives you to resist the instinct, and you reject the pleasure close at hand. Yeah, just getting blue balls. Fun times. The serenity on her face gives way to an irritation. Then, with a swift turn, the woman puts on her cyan white robe again and disappears behind the narrow opening. Even her departure is as strange as her emergence. A hollow feeling engulfs you. You feel at a loss after the desire fades away and can only let yourself sink into sleep as an escape from your agitated mind. Oh, this part is not translated. Gee golly. Well, what does Google Translate have to say? I wish I had the Google. I should probably download that Google Translate app. Google Translate app. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could. So anyway, he's reporting something. All right, I see. You nod at his words and look at Xingjia. We shall follow the plan before and launch our attack on Mianchi. It will be a while before the army sets out. What do you want to do? Do we want to tend wounds? Will that increase morality, or is that going to be a waste of efforts? I don't remember if tending wounds increases morality or just heals myself. Okay, we're gonna inspect the terrain. So we increase authority and increase strategy. After preparing all you need, you lead the army and march to Mianchi. However, as Zhang Kui and Gao Langying appear before you, you are taken by utter astonishment. The woman you saw in the dream is just her, the enemy general by the name of Gao Langying. Wow. Zhang Kui and Gao Langying. In an instant, you know what their so-called heterodox art includes. You've escaped our trick. Lucky boy. Gao Langying draws out her weapon with a cold sneer. No need to say more. Well, I have to say that a little more violently, I guess. You don't have to say anything. Zhang Kui speaks with a vicious voice. Well, these words will be your last, right? Ha ha ha. Then the couple gallops at you and the fight begins. Alrighty, they're very mystical generals. They have magic. She has a horn and a fan. He has a Super Saiyan anime, a Taoist ring. Oh my god, massive damage. I'm not sure if I'm prepared to take massive damage. I don't have that immunity thingy anymore, so that's gonna suck. I went full offense, that is why. So we'll have to hope I survive, you know? So, okay. Right. We will burn them. Okay, so this... What was his freaking name? Zhang Kui? He's agile. He can block 1 time of basic damage. By chance. Okay, so I have the burning. I have the control power, the chosen power, so I am going to get the tokens that I need, and then you get the buffs. Right, you get 8 killing desire. I believe this will buff the killing desire to 20. So that is a very big buff. And then I will okay, we're gonna we're gonna re-roll that last token. Oh, I didn't do that right. Oh, I screwed up. I forgot to say okay. Alright, I might die. Okay, no problem. Obviously, right? It's fine. It's fine. I definitely screwed up the thing. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I did that, so that's my fault. We can finish her off first, I believe. So this build does not work. For every active skill attacking bleeding targets. Oh, I picked the wrong. I have the wrong item on, I believe. Yeah, I screwed that up. Well, we can attack him so that he's burning. Right? So now he does. Okay. Okay. Alright, just calm down. So we can try to save this by getting more Yang tokens, but probably won't happen. Okay. There we go. Wow, we got a lot of Yang tokens. Too bad it comes at the end. Okay, they do not do very high damage. Interesting. We have to change the build. I don't think it's as good as I thought it would be. But yeah, so I am pretty much just what am I doing? I gotta save all of these. Alright, so we're gonna re-roll, see what we get. Okay. Sure. Oh, I wish I could kill them in one round. That would make me feel very nice, but alright. To my surprise, you craved the victory so much that you even ordered your wife into such uncouth conduct. You look at Zhang coldly after you defeat him. However, your utter madness has failed to bring what you want. With the sudden laughter, a dark vibe envelopes Zhang. Now the man looks completely different. What we excel at is just the art of harvesting and replenishing yin and yang. Why do you call it uncouth conduct? A golden glow also emits from Gao Langying as she takes out a shining trinket. My sweetheart, let us fight with our true might. Ah, it's like, you haven't seen my true power. This is my full power. Oh, shoot. He's like a dragon. It's like a Qinglong. So they like switched. Okay, she has a magic circle now. So they like switched roles. That's quite cool, but also concerning. Alrighty. I'm gonna re-roll that entire conduit. Okay, well, we're gonna burn. Apply burning. Song of Blood. That gives you that. Extra buffs. Because, yes. We're gonna make sure to keep all of that. Try to... So we did get a Yang token. Good to know. This will give me the extra buffs. And then... the fact that Okay, we're gonna debuff him because I have to, right? It'll be better that way. They will enhance each other. So we'll do the multi-attack to deal damage. Deal 4 damage 2 times to get the chosen power. Sharpest blade, deal 3 damage, chosen power. Remove 1 chosen power. Right, so if we... Okay, let's just do this. It's probably worth it. Right, let me... You can get the shield. That will give you a chosen power. Do I gain tokens from... No, I don't. Anyway. Do I want the shield or do I want the... to deal 20 special damage? Yeah, it's kind of useless without the extra chosen power, so we're gonna end that turn. He died to poison. He has counterattack, needlework, double the basic damage dealt, rage, counter... Okay. Okay. We're gonna get the Yang tokens. Save all of them, please. Reroll. We can get... Alright, none of these tokens are useful. That is a shame. Okay. This is the most perilous battle that you have encountered throughout this march. The couple has fought with spells complementing Ying and Yang, and they cooperate in perfect order. Their blades brush past you several times and would cut deep into your flesh if they drew an inch near. But there is no room for an alternative result. You draw your blade out from Gao Lang Ying. Her blood drips from the sword. Then, with a powerful swipe, you order your army into the general offensive amid the beats of drums. Mianzi is captured. Alright, time to change that build, because this is not what I thought it would be. Deal additional 5 special damage when you inflict debuff. Apply 2 bleeding. Oh, it was supposed to be... No, actually, that's not it. For every one attack with active skills, apply 2 poison. Apply 2 bleeding to the damage. That's what I meant to do. 2 bleeding here. And then you apply vulnerable to the entire cast. So that it would, right, so it would kind of reduce the amount of crap you have to deal with, but... Okay, event. The most difficult moments have passed, Mr. Fisherman says. Do I trust this DM, or is he's just joshing with me? Who knows? The Shichi army manages to converge with the troops from the other vassal states after concluding the toughest phase by capturing Mianzi, and the forces merge into a great allied army marching to Muye. The movement shocks the entirety of Tiansui City, and some shrewd people cross over to your side. The troops have increased by plus 20. In the end, Dizal calls back an army deployed in the east for the emergency and conscripts a large number of arrested slaves. By doing that, he gathers up a massive army of nearly 100,000 men, led by a giant named Wu Wenhua, and sends it to Muye for the fight. Soon, Muye will become the ground for a great battle that involves more than 200,000 soldiers, an unprecedented scale throughout history. The camp of allied army west of Muye. The king's troops, though massive, cannot withstand a long fight. Xingjiao points out the problem sharply. The army from the east has never fought a battle west of the capital, and they will be hampered by both climate and terrain. As for the slave soldiers, they won't resist our armored infantrymen very long, if they even want to try. Indeed, Marshal Xing, you nod at her words. The quality of the allied army is undoubtedly superior to its enemies, and as long as you don't make grave mistakes, you will probably end the war with a decisive victory and march to Tiansui City. Urgent! You hear the scout's voice again, and your brows furrow. The news he brings here in the middle of the war meeting is probably very serious. Your Excellency, the Sui army is assaulting our camp. What? Before you can get more details, you hear terrible crushing sounds outside the tent. The generals hurry to check what's happening here, and they see Wu Wenhua, the enemy commander. The giant is leading the assault, hurling rocks and logs at your direction. Ooh, damn, he's like Attack on Titan. Though your camp is well guarded, your troops have never saw or fought such a huge intruder. Countless tents are thrown in an instant, and a large number of soldiers are smashed. How dare you, vile creature! You glare at the giant with all red eyes, drawing the sword from your waist and launching a furious charge at the mountainous Wu Wenhua. I mean, well, dude is almost immune to any damage, so, you know, immune to control. He's very tough as well. Well, I don't have any control skills, so I'm not sure how that works, but okay. So we will do okay, let's try re-rolling. If we can get some different rolls. Alright, so we will burn him. Then do the Song of Blood. Then do the Golden Glow. Then do the Midnight Assault. So that hopefully gets a lot of things, right? Then we attack him, and that gives us tokens. So is he bleeding? He is bleeding. He's burning and bleeding. All right. That gives us a decent amount of tokens as well. Then you can, let's see, gain shielding. Right. Gain. Well, if you use this move first. Well, this should be free, I believe. Right, that's like a free thing. So if I sacrifice 3 tokens, I will lose 9 damage. Whereas I can gain plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure. Deal additional damage 1 time. Deal additional 1 time. I feel like it's better, right, to have the control. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I honestly don't know how that skill works. Yeah. I did not kill him in 1 shot. Oh. Okay. Special damage. So he's gonna get burnt. That is number 1. Right. Then I have to give myself this buff. That's number 2. Then I buff myself again. That is number 3. Then we give myself more tokens. That's number 4. Right, and then I guess you can just stab him. That's fine. So this 800 HP behemoth dies in 2 turns. Very interesting. You don't know how many slashes, pierces, and stabs you've made. You only remember the gushing blood and crazy, painful roars. Execution is the name of this card. Ah, you're very tired. And as the imposing giant finally falls, thud. You know, it's like thud, right? You collapse to the ground in utter exhaustion, limp and unable to move. This battle inflicted huge casualties on the Allied army, and even the supplies and gear have suffered considerable loss. Fortunately, the fight also eliminated the most threatening opponent of the enemy. The Battle of Muye breaks out after 5 days. The sky and the earth all turn red as the troops charge and slaughter, leaving piles of cut limbs and smashed flesh. The rout of the slave troops triggers a chain reaction. The defenses of the Sui army fall like dominoes, driving the war into a one-sided victory. The battle finally ends after 10 hours. Crows fly through the lifeless battlefield as all the roars and cries cease. All that remains are dead bodies and the red spots of soil occasionally seen underneath. You cannot remember the names of every fallen soldier, yet you know a simple fact. All glorious histories are supported by beams made from blood and flesh. Maybe the barren land will become verdant again after centuries, and maybe at that time the fallen soldiers would be resting here peacefully under rippling wheat, listening to the tales of the era they created. Oh dear. So... Maybe vulnerable is a useful skill? Well, we'll see. Trusted Monarch. So, if there's any other builds I can choose, but I don't think there is. Yeah, there's not really a lot out there. You can get 2 extra die, but that's not really gonna do anything. Okay, so as for gear wise, I'm not sure if I can really apply 2 bleeding, apply 1 vulnerable. Yeah, that's a pretty good skill, so I think we'll just continue with the build, see what happens. You know, I've been thinking, if people knew of their futures in advance, would they still pick the same paths? The news of Sui's defeat in Muye spreads to Tianshui City, and so does the collapse of the Sui army. Established order has fallen. Many store owners and members of the nobility begin to flee from the capital, and the shops in the streets close down one by one. The impoverished peasants and slaves look preoccupied, fearing the uncertain and imminent disasters of war. 10 days later, the great Allied army arrives at the outskirts of Tianshui City in formidable arrays. Now, the final victory of such a powerful army is beyond doubt. However, different opinions begin to emerge in the army on the problem of how to treat the old factions represented by the king and the soldiers and civilians in the city. Chiang and other vassals who suffered long under the king's rule speak out their opinions. They believe they should eliminate all who have dared to resist and tear down the palace city, wiping out the remnants of the old days. Then they plan to move their people into the city and establish a completely new state. Other vassals represented by Shu suggest something different. They don't think they should destroy the orders left by Sui, the order and the structures, right? They should continue to use them to the most possible extent and divide the newly gained rights on the base of Sui. There are as well other opinions, but most of them are based only in their own interests. The different voices disturb your mind profoundly. You need respite. You leave the camp to your tent under the pretext of feeling unwell. However, you find your 6 friends waiting for you here. Perhaps their opinions are more valuable than the suggestions from the vassals. We can ask Who have we not asked much? Quay? In the beginning, I only hoped the persons I cared for could be happy every day. Our parents, my brother, our tribe members. I hoped to get rid of bullies and live in joy and freedom. However, as they left me one by one, I began to hope I could protect them. After traveling such a long way, I find a huge number of people are still suffering. Quay lowers his head and clenches his fist. And the reason why I accepted your invitation is to follow the hope that I can protect everyone. Haven't you mentioned you want to create a better world for all? I don't really know many arcane words. I only hope there is a set of rules that punish bad people and praise good people. It allows the feeble to be taken care of and to be free from bullying. Oh, we can ask his brother. Ying, if you ask my opinion on it, I probably won't provide you useful insights. I was born in Namba and grew up being bullied, and my parents passed away when I was young. I would only be a petty cowherd if not for the path my fate had led me to. I don't believe in the legendary deities or supernatural creators. Only a leader like Tzu, who alone led the common and feeble into resistance against oppression. Only someone like him is worth my respect. There's no sympathy in my world. There's only paying blood with blood, and I won't bestow my kindness casually. Only my cherished ones are worth it. He smiles self-mockingly and shakes his head. That's why I started an impetuous war and drove others as well as myself into a crazy and absurd path. Occasionally, I feel envious of Dizao. He, the son of the deities, who descended to this world on the back of a dark bird. He boasts such a noble identity and boundless wealth and the support of his people. Though he degraded into a tyrant under absolute power, he is still the world's sun usher in nearly a century. Being in such a position is not bad. Many try their best to bring happiness to everyone, but they fail at their lofty goal and become the derision of others. Maybe I'd rather seize happiness for me and my loved ones. All right, we can ask goodbye to Brother Ying. In your eyes, are people separated by their origins? Baizi is playing his guqing, but he suddenly begins to ask you. They should not be divided, you reply to him. Yes, shouldn't. He sighs as a hint of sympathy flashes by. However, consider the ones reveling on Starpicker's platform and the other ones who died constructing it. They have never enjoyed the same thing, no matter how tiny or brief it would be. I know your road must be difficult, Brother Ying. However, I believe our thoughts are the same on this issue. I want a well-accepted system sowing an ideal among people of various origins, wealth, or ability. Maybe selfish ones will still commit crimes, but they'll be punished by the good seeds, by the blame from their hearts. Xingjiao, the martial leader, right? All people pursue their own interests. Xingjiao's words are as concise as always. Balancing the interests of every party is easier said than done, and if a human being carries out this work, they will never satisfy anyone, though everyone under the influence of the instinct to seek benefits. The only means to counter our base instinct is through law. People will not trust another person involved in interests, another person who is inherently selfishly motivated, but the written regulations allow no misrepresentation. I hope our future state has a robust legal system. It will execute orders and proclaim prohibitions, and its laws will apply to everyone despite their ranks. Her eyes shine with earnestness and regret. Perhaps she recalls her days in Blith City. She wants a fair legal system. Jingying. Ziying, what makes my quarters music so excellent? Jingying puts an unrelated question smilingly in a fragrant breath. She smiles and answers, after seeing your embarrassment. In my eyes, the most wonderful part of his music is that it equally moves everyone. It can be appreciated by both a monarch on a throne and a peasant holding a hoe, and when the music begins, all the differences between the two listeners are cleared. They transform into two pure persons living in the same world. I don't know what our future holds, but I think in such a world, music should be freed from private enjoyment and delight everyone. Oh, accessible concerts, accessible entertainment. Ying gazes into the distance. Her eyes shine with a thin, soft mist. Zhao, what is your opinion on an ideal state? You hope Nuzal can make a divination for you, as she usually does, yet the girl only shakes her head at the expectation. Ying, as the chosen one, your responsibility is far greater than any other. Her eyes glimmer gently with her soft voice, which includes not only the making of decisions, but the consciousness of taking consequences from the decisions is more important. Maybe it is difficult to pick one from multiple options, and you may feel it's because you don't want to give up on any of them. But, in fact, the difficulty in making decisions comes from a lack of preparation for the results of giving up other options. So it's all she thinks it's about trade-offs and accepting those trade-offs. And don't push yourself too hard. Nuzal walks to you in quiet steps and holds her hand, touching your palm with hers again. As I said in the beginning, you are our key to the future. So decide bravely. No matter what you choose, I will be at your side. Nuzal continues. Her soft voice is the balmy afternoon breeze of Yarrow Garden thousands of years ago. Let us shoulder it together. You return to the tent and begin to think about their words. The future world will be governed by which kind of state? A state neatly running under just and clear laws, a state with refined culture and open-mindedness, or a state where its ruler holds absolute power and decides every matter. At this moment, you feel the future states should be... I'm not sure. These are all very suspicious. Right? We have rites in music. The old state had rites in music, but it was full of human sacrifices, right? It's a little suspicious. But I suppose rites in music is important. You can have a state of absolute power, but this would be kind of risky. And then you have a state of law and fairness. This is like the good ending, I suppose. Well, I guess who was my favorite character, right? I don't know. Which one would they like? If you go with Ying, right, she has the rights in music. That is what she desires. It's kind of a state of indulgence. So if you have a state of soft power, I think that might be a good change from the previous state of law and power. Right, these two options are hard power, so we can choose soft power. Maybe it looks like what Baizi and Jing have said. An idea about the future flashes by your mind, yet it lasts only a brief moment and soon fades away. Morality +10, reputation +10. Oof, it will be a while before the attack on Tiansui City. What preparations will you make? So we will inspire our soldiers and increase authority and reputation. Amid the sounds of horns and drums, the massive allied army sets off to the front, aiming at Tiansui City, Dizao's last stronghold. Some of the Sui soldiers still try to resist. However, the severely outnumbered and dispirited garrison troops in the firm fortifications become the derision of everyone. The north gate is captured. Soon, the enemy troops in other directions surrender to you in large numbers. Countless armored infantrymen march into the city from every gate and charge at the palace city where Dizao is located, forming a dark and dense surge. The fight lasts from dawn to dusk and ends in the cold evening wind. Now your troops have captured the whole palace city, and all the hostile soldiers in the capital have died or surrendered. The last opponent stands lonely and proudly before the lofty Starpicker's platform, holding his dark lance without any intention to retreat. This is Dizao. Oh, the king has finally showed his face to us. I mean, ooh, he's just cutting people down randomly. Cool. I mean, he's probably cutting my own soldiers down. That's probably what he's doing. Well, he could do some friendly fire. You know, he looks crazy enough to do that kind of thing. Where is Ying? His lance pierces through the pressing allied soldiers in a fierce wind as he shouts in your direction. Dizao, how long will you continue this stubborn resistance? You walk out from the crowd and stride to the man. Admit defeat now, and I will keep your dead body intact and arrange a somewhat decent funeral for you. Wow, this guy's so sassy. It's trash talk. Trash talk central. He replies with crazy laughter. Flames are lit up on Starpecker's platform behind him. Under the light, the man looks unspeakably grim. How dare a slave show off himself? Stop insulting our leader! Your soldiers are irritated at his words. Some even shoot arrows at him, trying to bring down the fatuous ruler on the spot. But Dizao only sneers as a dazzling glow emits from his lance's head. With one powerful sweep, the light turns into a fiery dragon that engulfs all the arrows. It's like, so you just like, whoom, fire! Ziying, dare you accept my challenge? He points his burning dark lance at you, challenging you to a duel. Ooh. Well, I mean, you can't really back out of this. It's the plot, man. Plot armor, right? I believe in plot armor. Oh no. I don't even know. Dizao is the son of the deities who descended from the heavens to rule this land. Though, well, you're fairly confident you will win the wars. You have to fight the duel since your declination would pose serious suspicion to your prestige and legitimacy. Well, in short, it makes you a subject for ridicule. Oh, so you're just gonna get mocked if you say no. A clank of metals. You draw out your sword and see it emitting a purple golden glow in front of the enraged fiery dragon. Yes, I accept. Good. Dizao shouts out and pounces upon you. You feel a formidable power from above and block it with an arm. The man takes advantage of your move and leaps back, darting toward the lofty platform and the surface of its top. I guess the lofty platform's top. You know, this makes me feel like I'm gonna fight a battle on top of a top hat, which that's absurd and ridiculous. It can't be a top hat, right? But anyway, yes, we're on the top of the platform. Halt! You leap in the direction with a yell. Oh my god, he's like a city guard. Halt, halt, halt. Okay. Well, I'm sure, like, I don't know what the inappropriate, like, English reaction would be to, like, get someone, right? You see this dude, he's, like, goading you to the top of a platform, and you're just like, halt, like, just stop. Like, stop running, I guess. I guess, like, stop running like a weasel, you know, kind of like that. Your sword follows and chases him in a blazing trail. In an instant, you both arrive at the platform's top surface. Oh, we're on a roof. Oh, damn. It's a rooftop battle. Ying has told you what she saw on the top of Starpicker's platform. She saw the Milky Way, shining on a vast starry sky. And when you look down onto the city, you see the prosperous scene lit by a myriad of lights. Or you saw. Okay, never mind. I messed up my tenses. You know, memories are a funny thing, right? Like, when you remember stuff, it kind of, like, brings you to the past as the present again, and then you're like, you recall the past as the present, you know what I mean? Anyway, at this time, you only see a heavily damaged palace city and a raging fire that will soon burn the wanton extravagance into ashes. Only the stars remain the same, casting their sight down from a cold and distant sky, like the otherworldly celestials. Ah, yes, you have such good eyesight that you can see the stars through the smoke. I am envious of this guy. Here is the place closest to deities. On the top of the 9-floored building. Oh yeah, this platform is supposed to be like one of those temples that reaches into the sky, but I guess the artist kind of messed up and just drew a rooftop. A generic rooftop. Oh well, whatever. On the top of the 9-floored building, you and the king stand in front of each other, weapons in hand. The duel will soon begin between a leader weathered in vicissitudes. Oh my god, what is this word? And a monarch who ruled on behalf of the heavens. Interesting. This is a revolution, right? It's the revolution, the rebel leader versus the ordained leader, right? The leader who has the mandate of heaven, supposedly, but is now getting his mandate taken, I suppose. Oh, what? Oh dear. What the? So I guess I got debuffed. King's Rage special. Take 12 special damage every time I cast active skills. That's bad. That's pretty bad. Because my entire build is about using a bunch of active skills. Okay. Cool beans. Let's see this guy. He looks very calm. He's very calm and serene. Look at this guy. He's like, oh, he's very cocky. He's like smirking. You know, he's like a god. I think he's like hundreds of years old and still looks like he's like in his prime. Fun times. So what does he have? King's defense, negative 50% basic damage taken. Well, that sucks because I do a lot of basic damage, but whatever. King's defense, number 2, gain shield equaling to his lost HP every 3 rounds. He has 900 HP. Great. King's Fury. For every 1 time of basic damage taken, gain 2 killing desire and 4 resolute. Maybe I should have taken a defensive build because he's also bigger than me. What is this? He's like a giant dude. It's like 1.5 my height. Okay, like 1.5 times taller. All right, I got Napoleon complex. Well, my robes are prettier. They're made out of magical man energy. So, haha. Right, you look like your typical edgy, broody guy that likes crows, you know, who keeps a crow as a pet, right? Like, come on, man. Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna have fun because of my build, but we'll just have to try it out. If I die, I'll just have to redo the game. Oh, wait, that's not the right, okay, so it's actually, oh, yeah. All right. So the order is usually this one because this one gives you the token. Oh my god, that's painful. Right, and then I buff myself. Oh my god, dude. That really sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna have, okay, I'll buff myself. I have to. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? I can. So this will allow me to, this glorious armor will allow me to heal 20% of my max age. So 20% is 28. All right, I should probably. Actually, wait a minute. Let me. This is not a good build. Right, let me reroll, see if I can get some Ying tokens. There we go, as an Ying token. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Alrighty, that's a lot of damage. I'm almost dead. That's fun. So, if I try to reroll for this last Phoenix, I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, that's a good roll. How much damage does he do? Take special damage equal. Okay, he's burning. 4 basic damage. Wait, is he copying my buffs? What? Oh, every time he takes. Oh, that's gross. Wait, then I can't use that skill because it's gonna do extra damage. Like basic damage. It's just. Plus 12 additional damage for shielded targets. That's probably not a good move, actually. I don't. Okay, so we're not gonna attack him. So I just wasted this. I should have not. Okay, that's fine. Let me, this is special damage. So that's the special one. Right, so the special okay, we can use this because it's not gonna do much. Then I can I can heal myself. Maybe. I can apply debuffs on him, but I don't think it's worth the cost. Right, because he's gonna... it's because the build is not good against him. That's the issue. Okay, so... I don't want to use items because it's like I didn't need them, but I might have to use them. Because it's either I don't use them and then I have to redo this entire campaign, or I use them. Yeah, I can use the healing dew, but it... Yeah, this build is not good. Okay, well... Or the other option is you turtle, right? So you don't do too much. You don't attack him. So he won't do anything. Right? Because it's only for the basic damage taken. Right. He gains shielding every 3 rounds. Right, so the debuff should cancel out his buff. So that's the good news. But anyway... Probably a Dragon Force. So the other option is to just keep stacking this. Right? And then you just keep stacking this buff, right? And then you heal yourself. And you just keep turtling and keep stacking this buff. This reviving buff to counterattack his thingy. Okay, he's already down about like 400 HP, so this fight might not be too bad. I am debuffed. That's not fun. I am minus 3 dice. Eliminated. 3 die eliminated. Okay. Cool beans. So I'm just gonna buff myself. Because I can. Oh, I did this wrong. I did the wrong order. It doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. I'm not attacking. That's the thing. Right, then I heal myself. And then... Oh, actually, should probably use that sharpest blade skill, because he has lost a lot of HP by then. It's a bit overkill. Okay, but it works out. So the build does stack a lot of killing intent, which makes you do a lot more damage. Oh, okay. It was alright, I found a way to mitigate the weaknesses of this build, of my build, by not being too aggressive. Okay. No regal look will be cast by the eyes of this man again. Only the last glow of the setting sun shrouds the platform. No. Didal presses a hand on his wounds and staggers to regain balance, supporting himself with the lance, running deeply into the platform's top. His face turns grim as he tears his robe to pieces, ignoring the splatters of blood from his wounds. Then, with a desperate shout, he pierces his hand into his chest and pulls out his heart. My god, this is like some like metal shit. I mean, his pupils are rolled back. He's like reaching for something. Is he even human? Oh, I guess no. We've established that he's not human. His action holds you in utter astonishment. As you're pinned down by surprise, you see Didal lifting up his heart with one hand and pointing at the sky with the other, letting out a harsh, inhuman shriek. Mother! Mother! My mother! Okay, so mother is supposed to be a deity, right? It's like, the father is like the son, the Holy Spirit, and the mother, right? There's a mother. As if answering his call, a silvery beam from the pitch black sky runs down through the clouds. It's more like piercing through the clouds, enveloping your opponent. The beam is harmlessly white, yet its effect is more fearsome than the fiercest of flames. I too like blinding LEDs. That is, the most beautiful. I don't know. I guess he has plot armor or mom armor. I guess. Upon the first moment he touches it, Didao's body becomes limp, as if his bones were extracted. Oh God. The man twists and melts under the light, and no matter how hard he struggles or yells, he can't escape from the bright prison. As the beam fades away, you find the majestic man has turned into a miserable pool of rotten flesh, like muddy soil left by a flood. Oh, she punished him. Oh, she didn't come to save him. Damn, that is... Damn, I guess Dizao really messed up his good graces. Human beings always fail to discipline themselves in the end. A cold and distant voice rings out in the night sky. Ooh, an anxious feeling begins to grow in your mind. After gripping your sword firmly in your hand, you raise your head to the sky, along with the countless people below, trying to discern what is happening. A piercing drone assaults from inside your head. Oh, so it's like thud, 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 right? Oh, so you got like tinnitus or a migraine. Nice! You feel the pangs from your temples and tumble to the ground, hands pressing on your head. Other people faint also under such a violent and fierce attack. As everyone is suffering from the strange droning, the night sky is split by a huge crevice. Beams of 5 colors flow out from it, dazzling every mortal eye that dared to look directly at them. Oh, only 5 colors? It couldn't have been like 100 of them, including some ultraviolet waves, the kinds of colors that birds can see that we can't see. Or dragonflies can see different colors. I think insects can see a broader spectrum than humans. Amid the intertwining colors, white, black, ochre, cyan and green, a figure slowly descends. Okay, this figure is labeled boss. Alright, so the mother did come to I guess punish her child, and okay, this doesn't sound good. Oh, I should have changed my skill build. Oh, there's some clouds. The end is near. So are these colors a sign of good things or bad things to come? Eternal end. You finally see her clearly as the figure gently drifts down. Her ochre hair floats in the still air like ink-painted clouds. Okay, so the boat is not in the river anymore. It's in the sky. Cool. Air travel, airfare. I hope I don't, it's free business class. Yeah. Or is it economy, since I'm on a wooden seat, right? It's very uncomfortable. Her dark robe resembles mountains standing for eons, and as she holds a lotus in hand, azure and emerald sheens ripple around like the surface of a flooding river. Yet, your attention is drawn to the most extraordinary part of her, the countless arms behind. They stretch in every direction, manifesting her unimaginable power. Ah, so she's like one of those Hindu gods, I guess. You hear nearly indiscernible voices amid the drone. They are chanting something familiar and solemnly. From chaos comes cosmos. With a young world emerges 2 deities. Oh, this is a lore dump. One shaped the mountains and rivers and bestowed fertileness on the land. One molded clay into human forms and inspired into them their souls. Mother! She is the mother! A shout comes from below, followed by thousands of echoes. People kneel down and press their foreheads before the lady in the air. She makes her presence. But you do not kneel. A faint feeling alarms you. The so-called deity has not come to bless the mortals. She has come to wipe you all out. To wipe out the... Okay. It's like Noah's flood type of deal. Human beings are evil, so let's just kill them all. Nice. I appreciate this. This is the boss. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, he asks a very cheeky rhetorical question. Who are you? You draw out the sword and point it at the lady. Her face remains calm and still under your provoking, and she begins to speak. Senseless children, your waywardness may be forgiven, but your defiance may not. What exactly does she mean? Is she talking about your uprising against Dizao? You know, her son, the son of deities, and is she calling that defiance? Even though he kind of deserved it, right? I sent a dark bird to your lands a century ago after picking Dizao as your ruler. Acting ruler? Wait, as your acting ruler? Oh, so he's not the real ruler. He was just an envoy. No, okay. Because I had spent too much effort to curb the two calamities before. Oh, so she I guess she had some troubles and she was recuperating. You know, delegating the duties. Okay. So she knows how to run a company called the Company of Earth, I guess, running the Earth, running the universe. Yeah, respectable occupation, Miss Lady. But the fact remains, my ideal. Oh, this fact. Oh, okay. Wait. This English is weird. But the scene that has unfolded before me proves that my ideals are too wishful. She throws a lotus on Dizao's remains. You are, after all, made from soil, and even after being animated by divine breath, you still committed crimes out of selfishness and turned natural disasters into imposed calamities. He has a penchant for, not just causing natural disasters, but causing calamities. Well, Dizao's remains merge into the lotus. Before the flower flies back to her hand, I too am disappointed by what I have created. Children, abandon your foolish ideas and return to my bosom. Oh my god. Well, this card is showing everyone's souls getting sucked out of them. Okay. That's nasty, man. This is a very nasty god. Myriads of arms emerge with her voice and throw lotuses to the mortals below. In an instant, the people on the ground suffer Dizao's fate. They twist and struggle in pure light and eventually melt to mud. You are astounded and infuriated by her action, and indignance rages in your mind. They decided to show you what clay putty mortals look like. That is very... I didn't want to see this, but had to see it. How can she speak out such cruel actions in such a calm voice? How can she, as the mother and creator of all, deprive the mortals of their lives so carelessly and mercilessly? And after doing your best in exchange for everyone's futures, why do you only end up with annihilation? Well, I guess this is kind of like how artists are. Sometimes they want to start over, so they start a new canvas, or you have some clay, right, and you just smash it to pieces, right? That's kind of the same vibe here, Stop! You let out a furious yell, hurling the sword to the lofty deity with all of your might. Oh damn, he's like spear throwing that sword. It's like, you could probably compete in the Olympics, Mr. Ying, right? The blade darts to the deity like a rapid meteor, but the mother only replies with a frown. The next moment, as the myriads of arms vanish, she raises her own arm to your sword, catching its edge between her fingers with a swift pinch. Oh, damn. I really am a kid before this woman. I'm just a young kid with no strength and no power. What a pity. She eyes you coldly and throws the sword back to you. If you were born a century ago, you would be a fitter candidate than Dizao. But the result would be the same. The sword glides through the air, dashing towards you at a speed and power tenfold more formidable than yours. You summon all of your force and catch the sword with a daring move. Before you even have a moment of respite, you hear the mother's emotionless voice. I'll get rid of you first, lest I be hassled. Oh, so she... Poof! When did she come to your side? You are surprised by her move, yet you soon collect yourself. Now, facing the beams of 5 colors, you slowly lift up your weapon against her. No one shall... Okay. No one shall kill your innocent people so wantonly before your eyes. If Dizao had dared to do so, you would bring him down with the sword, and if a deity dares to do so, you will bring an end to the divine. Okay. Oh. Well, I'm starting at half HP. Yay! I'm in danger. Ooh. Well, I mean, nice dress, lady. It's kind of cool, right? Black is the new black. And she has a lot of lotuses, and, yeah, she did something to me. Mute. -3 dice when the round begins. Well, I barely notice it, but cool. Naraka Guard is her buff. She's immune... Oh. She's immune to special damage. Okay. Purify. Restore 50% of lost HP every 4 rounds. Okay. Shape. For every attack with active skills, gain 3 shields. So she will gain... Well, I mean, she's an NPC, so she's not going to gain too much shield. It's only 3? Well, maybe she has a multi-hit move because she has many arms, you know? Multi-slap. Super multi-bitch slap. Yep. That's going to happen. Okay, so she's not like the other guy that like punishes you for every skill you cast, so I guess we'll be fine. I'm gonna lock these die and reroll. Well, anyway. We'll just burn her first. That's step 1, right? And she gets some nice juicy debuffs. Yeah, we're doing lots of damage. Then I'm going to heal myself because I... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I have to heal myself. That's number 1. Okay. Oh, how much HP did I gain? It's like 28. Okay. It had to be of 28. Okay, so I'm going to buff myself again. Then we get the chosen power, so we can buff myself again. Trying to think. Oh, she's not going to attack, so I can actually sacrifice HP. But she is immune to all the special damage. Okay. Alright, that's fine. I will smack her and apply more debuffs, and then continue to build up stacks because 20 killing desire is pretty good. Makes me feel special. Then you do Azure Blade. Right. Dragon Force. Deity to fire. No, you don't. So we'll invest everything into the skill. So it's probably not going to be... I'm probably going to have to lose 1 die because I don't have the Ying. Because technically... Okay, it's weird. The mechanics are weird, but anyway, it works. Just smack her, do as much damage as possible. Yeah, that's the end of the turn. Okay. 41 damage. I don't know what does the damage at the end of the round still. Oh, it's this... Okay, it's this buff. Never mind. It's the end chapter ceremony. Wait, but isn't she immune to special damage? Well... Oh. Well... Oh, no, that's not it. That's... Okay, so this one she's immune to. She's immune to this. Okay. Yeah, I still don't know what it is that did that 41 damage at the end of the turn. Oh well, it will be a mystery forever. Forever a mystery. Oh, it's this guy. It's this passive. Deal 4 basic damage to a random target when the round ends. But since you have the killing desire and plus 35% damage bonus, that probably increases the amount to 41. Okay, so this is not a very good roll. So we can do this one, Weathered Talisman, and re-roll the other 4 because they're not exactly useful to me. Right, so that increases that. Then that gains you a stack, and I have to spend it before I use the other weapon. So I'll use it on that buff there. Right, then you have the 2 extra tokens. You buff yourself again. And then oh. Wait, not having a Ying is actually really bad. Because if you have 3 Yangs, you can cast any skill regardless of the cost, but since this is not going to get you. Oh, oops. I meant to read the description, right? So this only gets you 4 at maximum. Which is pretty useless. Okay, I don't like the skill either. Okay, so we're just gonna smack you a few times. Oh, damn. That is a lot of damage. And then, what is the, remove 1 chosen power after the enhancement. We're just gonna attack you again. It gives you the token, I believe. You have chosen power. 35% of the target's lost HP. Okay, we can. I think this will only give me 1 token back. Okay, it gives me 2, so I don't think that did a lot of damage. Okay, we can smack them for 116. That's not a lot of, or whatever. Shield myself. I don't think the order was great, but it's okay, right? Oh, I have some OP items here, so we're good. We're good, right? We're doing just fine. Doing just fine. You can burn her. 66 damage. Right? And then I would buff myself, right? For the retaliation damage is pretty OP. I don't even know, like, that's funny because I think she's not immune to that end chapter ceremony buff. So I wonder if there's a hard mode that they would. I don't think there's a hard mode. Defeated. You feel the difference of powers for the first time in this fight. You solve her attacks and hit the deity again and again, yet her glorious aureole shows no sign of fading away. After all, you were created by her. An immortal body has limits. An unrestrainable frustration begins to assault following the thought. She cannot be defeated. Ying, you shall not fall here. Familiar figures appear. Oh, so I guess canonically you're supposed to lose that fight. Huh. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing. Haha. Familiar figures appear at your side. They are here. Nu Zhao, Bai Ci, Jingying, Xingjiao, Xiao, and Kui. They press their palms on yours, infusing you with their powers, and you feel the currents converging and surging inside of you. Your companions glare at the deity. Their eyes shine with a resolution that stands firm against time. You shall not bind me, nor anyone. Nu Zhao's eyes are lit up by icy blue flames as her star wheel begins to glow. Deities will fade into the past, and those who walk into the future with responsibility will be only human beings. I have lost too much, and so has this world. Baiche's gentle look has gone. His robe flutters in the wind. It is time to stop the deprival. It's a bit of an awkward translation, but I get it. You want to stop the depriving of our rights, I suppose? Depriving of our lives? What drives a being to claim itself divine? Are you pride of controlling life and death and fate? Ying asks with a cold grin, her eyes shining with utter unruliness. A mortal's freedom extends beyond the borders of life and death. Those who love will live in love, and those who won't love shall be deserted. Deities are mortals under another set of rules. Xingjiao glares at her as golden sparks glimmer, and anyone who comes to the mortal world shall abide by the laws here. Murderers shall be executed. Hey, who are you, colorful woman? Did you just come out of a dying vat? Xiao blows away his foxtail grass and raises his head, spitting at the mother disdainfully. Think yourself superior since you can play with clay? Your scary appearance startles men and even pigs in the pen. We always say successors excel predecessors. Kuei protects you behind him and looks at the deity firmly. Even mortals know kids may become better than their parents. The younger overtakes the older, and students can match their teachers. If a deity doesn't know this simple fact and treats everything in such a arrogant and commanding way, we shall banish you from our mortal world. Their words echo in your mind. Indeed, she is a deity and the mother of mortals. However, the world, this prosperous landscape, was shaped by humans. Human beings err, yet they keep advancing. Responsibility and forgiveness, for freedom and bravery, resistance and protection. Every mortal is blessed by such qualities, and by correcting the course of the world again and again, they guide themselves to the future. You stand up. Then, on the top of Starpicker's platform, you shout at the lofty deity and every living being below. We are rags and pottery, and will be torn or broken in only one strike. We are dews and blossoms that vanish and wither in an instant. Maybe we are so tiny in your eyes, coming to this world crying and wailing with our wants and hopes. But you have made a mistake. A confident smile extends across your face as you look at the arrogant deity and stare her down, Yeah, that's kind of cool, right? You just stare her down. Our power lies not in the capacity of making great history or achievements, trying our best to live a life of ourselves as common individuals in this harsh world. This is where our power rests. From prehistoric times, we survived amid beasts, to today's bustling days of craft, plow, and trade. Every common mortal contributes a bit to the legacy of our era with their brief life. We do not possess sharp claws nor great strength, and yet we founded tribes, we founded clans, and we founded states in the ruthless wilds. You may view us as weaklings, but the power of shaping and reshaping civilization resides in our feebleness. You point your sword at the mother again with unparalleled courage. Therefore, we shall fight to our end today. None of us shall step back or beg for your mercy, and we shall drive you off here, even if it means the cost of all of our lives. Clanks of metals and deafening yells overwhelm the ground before you. Everyone's eyes brighten up with a firm resolution as they follow your example and point their weapons at the deity. Oh, so not everyone was turned into putty mush. Nice. I'm glad some have survived. Victory. The calmness on the mother's face fades away. She is an emotionless deity. Yet, at this moment, surprise, vexation, and frustration seem to come through the cracks of her, her perfect visage. You must have felt the power of these kids, right? Another crevice splits the sky, and a faint glow sheds on the mother's head. A male voice. Oh, they have genders? Oh god. A male voice then begins to speak. I've told you, they can take care of themselves. The male voice speaks with leisureliness and a faint sigh. Let us come back together and enjoy each other's companies, as the kids have done. To your surprise, as the voice finishes speaking, an odd expression emerges on the mother's face, as if she is annoyed or somewhat shy. Then, after casting you an icy look, she follows the glow and returns to the distant canopy. Oh, okay. I guess we're fine. Is her husband calling her back? She's like, yeah, let the kids go. Let them play in their woods. Blah, blah, blah. The night has ended, and dawn finally comes. As the squad of 7 has returned from Starpicker's platform, a red sun marches out from the east horizon, casting glorious rays on this land. Well, glorious rays onto this land, right? It's a little more formal. Everyone in Tianshui City begins to acclaim as they gather around and surround you in the morning glow, throwing you to the air again and again with joyful shouts. You now know that the past era has ended at this moment. A brand new future awaits. Oh, Mr. Fisherman has drawn a card. There's one more event coming up. As all the disturbances are settled, the story is coming to a close. And following the collapse of Starpicker's platform, the embodiment of extreme extravagance, the Sui Palace built on immeasurable wealth and countless lives is totally destroyed. Now it's time to establish a new order. I guess the story is kind of reminiscent of, the French Revolution, right? It's kind of like the Palace of Versailles type of thing. You know, you got this golden gates and then everyone else doesn't even have bread to eat, right? Oof. So, according to this dialogue box, there are 3 different ends based on my accumulated stats. Oh, this tells you how to get the different ends. So if your authority is over 80, reputation is less than 70, strategy is greater than 45, and troops is greater than 0, you will unlock a reign of absolute power. Well, that's definitely not my stats. Okay. So whoever has a really bad... Oh, so if you have a terrible reputation, you become a tyrant or something? A reign of absolute power? Is that how this works? Condition not fulfilled. If your authority is greater than 60, justice is greater than 10, and troops is greater than 60, you will unlock a state of laws and army. My authority is not greater than 60. So I've unlocked a state of rights and music. That is the option that I chose when I was discussing earlier in the game, right? Just kind of discussing the 3 different types. You can have a tyranny or a lawful order or kind of a cultural soft power, right? And I was thinking, well, we'll go with the soft power. Suppression and warfare had nearly torn this land to pieces. However, you finally see an age where people abolish their belief in deities and rule for themselves. The new state should run under neither strict laws nor a ruler with absolute power. Instead, it should consist of a new set of systems and means that can connect different states and clans. It is the only possible method to manifest the power of culture and make the age of civilization last. You recall the future in Bai Chi and Jing Ying's eyes. In that world, rights and moral codes guide everyone, and people from various classes are regulated and connected by music. Yeah, it's basically a bread circus. Throw enough bread circus and give us entertainment that's endless, and we'll be fine. We'll placate ourselves. It'll be completely fine, right? That's the state of the world right now. Such a world will undoubtedly console the sorrowful people from the wounds of war. Your look becomes tender as you think about it. Then let us depict the amazing scene on the new canvas. Oh wow, this art card has changed its color scheme. It's much more colorful and saturated, right, with vibrant colors. In the inauguration ceremony 3 days later, you announced the name of the new state to be Yuan, and confer your father a posthumous title as King Wen of Yuan. You also change Tiansui's name to Longyuan and make the city your capital. Oh, Longyuan. That's actually interesting because Longyuan was supposed to be the dream city of Jingying's illusion, right? She was living in a dream for so long and then woke up and found it wasn't real, which was kind of sad because she like found a guy she liked in that dream and was gonna like date him, and then it didn't work out. Long story short, so yeah. Under your instruction, Sang Yisheng and Nan Gongshi compile and promulgate. Oh my god! I've never heard this word before. Promulgate top to bottom codes of rights and music. They take rights to distinguish people of various identities and regulate society while using music to aid the system and relieve social conflicts. This kind of sounds like New Orleans, right? New Orleans is a city in the United States. It's very famous for its jazz, I think its music scene. By abolishing slavery and the tradition of human sacrifice, you also emphasize the function and the value of human beings in society and declare their lives should not be traded and used in appraising goods. Therefore, you govern and consolidate, making your people live in order and benefiting their offspring. A new era foretelling the future and prosperous years finally arrives. Instead of stopping at this moment, you still manage all necessary matters personally for the state who has just emerged from suffering. A year passes. Today, Longyuan City has recovered from the war and has become a city of prosperity and abundance. People walk in the streets smiling in happiness. And someone has booked the most luxurious room, Muye Abode, in the grandest restaurant on East Avenue. It is said that the name of the dining room comes from just an epic battle a year ago. Oh yes, the battle at Muye. You walk into the room and take off the ordinary outfit concealing your identity, yet you find they are already waiting for you here. Oh, it's your friends. Oh, how sweet. They are 女造白齿经营新 Okay, this is kind of repetitive. 新交小葵. Bai Ci and Jingying chose to stay in Longyuan as your advisors, while the other 4 companions returned to where they belonged to. They have been expecting a reunion for a long time. Hey, Ziying, when will you mend the avenue to Namba and connect it to Galsi? Xiao pats heavily on your shoulder as he sees you, and he continues his complaint. It took a long time to get here, you know? It's such a long way. You should be more considerate to us, I guess. Something like that. It's kind of... Brother, he has connected the avenue there, and Lady Maki just went to Longyuan to replenish her stock last week. Kuei nudges his brother's arm to remind him. You blockhead! Xiao speaks with a I just wanted to play a joke at him, and you exposed me again. The friends laugh joyfully and take their seats one by one. However, as you look through the room, you find Nu Zhao is not there. Pardon me. I encountered something in another world and arrived late. Oh, yes, I just went into another dimension and, settled some matters there. No big deal. A familiar voice rings out as Nu Zhao finally appears. Her bangs are a bit disheveled. Maybe she was too hurried from her journey. You walk to her and welcome the girl. I've been to many places this year. Nu Zhao looks at you smilingly. At this moment, the girl's aloof aura seems to have faded away, and even her otherworldly smile becomes sweet, making up the difference between her and a common maiden. And Ziying, did you know? She suddenly stands on her tiptoes and gets closer to your ear, as if she's going to whisper to you. The futures I saw were different from this one. Her warm breath itches your ear. Nevertheless, I like this one more. And I like you, the one standing here and now, a lot more. Oh my, okay. Nu Zhao winks at you before you can ask her what the true future looks like. Then the girl turns from you gracefully and takes her seat. The true future? Oh dear. You can only answer yourself with a resigned grin. Indeed, if the now, created by yourself, is already good enough, why bother to think about what the other you in the other timeline would be like? The banquet begins with merry laughter. All the titles and identities become unnecessary at this moment. The persons sitting around the table are only happy Longyuan folks. Oh. It looks like we have finished the game. Oh, we got a nice slideshow. That's cute. I guess this is the credits scene. So we have artwork of Nu Zhao here. And then we have the Dragon Lady's falcon. Yes, the love plot between these two. And they're dancing. Oh, how elegant. Then we have the two brothers, Kuei and Xiao. There's a modern day person. That's the fisherman in modern clothing and having a guitar on his back. So he continues to be alive in this modern era. That is probably there. Thank you for something. Damn. That's the end of that game. So if you've cleared 100%. So we got a good ending. It looks like you can play a different game. Wait. So if you save here, right, because this is the clear, you have an event. Oh, that's the final, Oh, it looks like, I'm gonna have to continue here. I made a mistake. If you load this and you leave, I mean, I kind of wonder how, if you leave, is there like a, like if you leave, is there another dungeon or anything like that, or is it not part of that? Let's say I leave here. I leave the dungeon. Oh shoot. I think, no, it doesn't count. So if you do New Game Plus, whether to inherit the archive and exit. So you do have an NG plus. Load 1 inherit saves. So do new game? Confirm? How do you activate it? Oh, I don't think this is correct. A big catch. Oh dear. Wait a minute. If you save this as a new game, I don't think that's correct. You have to load this one. Inherit saves. Okay. If you What does that mean? You inherit saves. So you inherit the money. So you still have the money from your previous life. That's what this does. Okay. Very interesting. So none of your gear is here. Oh, you do. Okay, so you inherit the items from the past. Oh. So if you finish the game, then you get the other two items, the fiery crown and the fiery quill. Right? That's interesting. I didn't know that, but okay. What about the weapons? Do you get the fiery weapon? No, I did not get it. So right, I think there's a sword that I'm missing. Okay, so you have to actually play the campaign to get the sword, but you do inherit. If you do a new game plus, you do continue with the items from the past, I guess, save. But you can retry it and try different techniques. Yeah, that sounds about it. So it looks like we got the good ending. I would have to see what the other ending would be like, but maybe not now. I mean, you can try to 100% collect every single item. That's also another option for playing this game. Okay, I don't remember what this guy was doing. I just remember like punching a bunch. Anyway, we can like punch a bunch of people. Yeah. So this is the city. Oh, instructions. I don't need those. We passed the roll. Cool beans. Yeah, this is what the protagonist was originally like. He was just a slave with a lot of things troubling him. Okay. This is a nice background music. You just kind of you can just listen to it, right? Makes you feel cool. What was I supposed to headbutt? Do some shielding. Reroll. Get a leg sweep in, maybe? Nope. Okay, whatever. This guy's got chicken legs. Ah, he's enraged. Well, yeah, headbutt. Damn, he just got smacked. You interrogate him. And then what happens if you kill him? Actually, I didn't kill him in the first game. In that original game, I just. Oh, damn. It's like a murder hobo. Oh my god. This DM is just watching you, like, what are you. Okay. I don't know if this affects the ending at all. Like, this, I don't think it does. I think this is just for fun. Right? You can help the grass coats, and then you fight the guard. I think I helped the guard last time, but then he like betrayed me. Was like, "Well, you're still trash, so I'm gonna kill you." And I was like, "Thanks, dude. I appreciate the sentiment, you know." Oh, I did not. Oh, anyway, okay, no big deal. You can just get some footage of the beginning, right? This dude in the beginning is just punching people with his bare fists. You know, that's how a revolution starts. Manner. Let's see. What did I pick? I forget. I just picked a random option. Okay, I picked the violent option, right? Oh, by accident. Okay. Leg sweep, multi-target attack. There we go. Endure, and a headbutt. I just knocked that dude back. Oh, I did get a pretty good roll. Oh, he has a scar on his face. You can kind of see it in the cards, right? Each card that he has a scar showing on his nose. It's got that big scar. Headbutt. Ooh, reroll. That's yeah, can't do anything. Maybe I should do a playthrough where I'm just completely naked. I don't use any weapons whatsoever. I don't know if it'd be worth it. It might just be a waste of time, but oh, I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay, whatever. That didn't work out. To be at the fate of mercy, to be at the mercy of luck, it feels kind of bad. Damn, this guy's got like boot plate. It's got like some, whatchamacallit, I don't know what this is. Some kind of jade armor with boob plate. Reroll. I need another tiger. There we go. Just make a ruckus and invade the manor. Ooh, I'm inside the manor. I know like this part was scripted. Right, it was pretty scripted. Because you have like no like items. Or actually, yeah, you had like no items, never mind. So it was pretty difficult. Wow, this guy didn't die. Ah, yes, they are all enraged. Oh my god, they just shield themselves. Bro. What can this scrawny, my scrawny ass do against them? Like, I don't know. Okay, multi-hit. Endure. Reroll. Hopefully get 2 tigers. It's not gonna happen, alright. Alright, you know, the gods did not favor me this time. Ooh, I'm gonna get... Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, and you have no healing skills, right? Oh. Well. Leg sweep. There we go. Cool. He's dead. Kill this guy. He's also dead. This guy will deal a lot of damage. Oh my god. Yeah, he just one-shot you. Yeah, so... This is where your isekai plot armor powers come into play. Like, actually, by the way, you can't kill me. I'm actually a reincarnated divine being, lol. Right, this I remember it being scripted. I was like, okay, cool beans. Immune to debuffs. Ooh. Sounds cool. Oh, you want to break the shield. Yeah, we'll just reroll all of them. Reroll them again. Guess not. We did not break their shields, but that's okay. He just buffed himself. Cool. Yeah, I think, something like that. So, yeah. That's like the prologue, I suppose, of this entire game. We can skip it. Woohoo! Having to redo all of them might... Well... I suppose we can save this... here. And save 3. So yeah, that is... I guess what happens when you do New Game Plus. Right, because you're not completely starting from 0. Like, my money from the previous gameplay is left over. Right, which is pretty funny. And then of course your knowledge on how to play this game is also, you know, inherited. So all your items are inherited. Can't wear them quite yet if you're just level 1, but right, no big deal, right? So yeah, that's the game here. Maybe I'll look at it later and see what the other endings are like, since I do have the saved at like... Yeah, I have the dungeon saved, so I can check out the other endings later. But that will be all for me today. So if you were watching, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the stream and or the content. You know, have a good